So welcome to our continued education series. And this afternoon, I want to talk to you about essential oils for pregnancy, babies, and children. So it's something that I'm very passionate about. My intention for today's class is really simple. I want to educate you, inspire you, and empower you to take ownership over your health and well-being during pregnancy and parenthood. So maybe you might be watching this class today and you're new to essential oils. If you're in the oil community, you might be pregnant right now. You might be thinking about getting pregnant. And hopefully this class is going to sort of introduce you to some of the ways that you can support yourself naturally, physically and emotionally during this time. But some of you, you might have been through your journey using essential oils throughout your pregnancy and already using them with your babies and your little ones. So I might be calling on you throughout this class to hear from you and some of your experiences. So I just want to talk very briefly about why am I so passionate about this topic. Well, my background is in teaching. I've been a teacher for the last decade, but specifically for the last 4 years, I have been working as a hypnobirthing teacher. So I've been empowering mums through their pregnancy journey to feel empowered when it comes to having a more positive and calmer birth experience. So I absolutely love working with women throughout this chapter of their lives. But for myself, alongside hypnobirthing, I'm also a mum to 2 boys. And it was during my pregnancy with my second son that I found myself really struggling with perinatal anxiety. And that actually, unfortunately, snowballed into quite severe postnatal depression. And it was then that I found myself desperately searching for solutions to support the way I was feeling. And that's when I was introduced to doTERRA. And specifically, it was lavender oil. That was my first experience. And I was just blown away by how something so natural could support my emotional well-being. And I then went on to learn that not only can these oils support me emotionally, but they can support my physical health and they can support my children too. And that kind of laid the foundation really and has sown the seed for me weaving these oils into my hypnobirthing practice. And now I just feel so passionate about sharing this gift of using these incredible natural solutions to support ourselves naturally with our physical and emotional well-being during pregnancy, but also with our babies and our children too. So hopefully that just gives you a little bit of a background about why this is something that I feel so connected to. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through 3 sections. We're going to briefly look at pregnancy, babies, and children. So first off, we're looking at pregnancy. I really want to start by drawing your attention to the foundations of wellness. So before we start looking at some of the products and essential oils, I briefly want to talk about this. When it comes to pregnancy, there is a lot of changes happening inside the body. There's a lot of things going on with our hormones, which we know can affect our emotional state, our physical health, our digestive system. It can impact on so many different things. So it is really crucial that we are able to identify some of the ways that we can support ourselves to ensure that we can create that balance as much as possible with the symptoms that we're managing. So I absolutely love, as well as, doTERRA is the leading essential oil company in the world, but what I love so much is their philosophy is grounded in this wellness lifestyle. They're all, this whole philosophy is about encouraging you, inviting you into a lifestyle of natural wellness. And it starts here with this pyramid. So if you're pregnant right now, I want you to be thinking about how you are supporting yourself with these key pillars. And as you can see, you've got right at the bottom there, the foundation is eating right. And then we've got moving your body, resting and managing stress. And of course, looking at the toxic load, the chemicals and things that are coming into your environment. It all plays such an important part when we look at our overall health and well-being. So looking at this foundation then, this is what I want to really start with talking about next. We know that the foundation of wellness starts with our nutrition and looking at what we eat. So I just want to start by looking at the Lifelong Vitality Pack. You know, believe it or not, this is doTERRA's #1 best-selling product. Because, as I said, doTERRA are rooted in this philosophy of wellness. This trio, you know, if you are pregnant or you are somebody who's thinking about conception, this is an incredible prenatal set of vitamins that you could start taking. You know, you've got a whole combination there. You've got your whole foods, you've got your omegas, and you've got your alpha CRS. So what does that mean? You know, briefly, in a nutshell, well, your microplex is where you've got all of your whole food nutrients, all of the amazing vitamins and minerals that your body needs and your baby needs throughout this time. You've all heard of folic acid, you know, something that we're always recommended to take before you become pregnant. Well, folic acid is actually a synthetic form of the vitamin B9. And actually the natural essential nutrient that you want is and that is in this trio. And it is an amazing way of supporting your body with so many things, okay? So we've also got the whole food vitamins, as I said, full of lots of vitamins and nutrients designed to give you what your body needs. And the thing is as well, they are bioavailable, which means that you are absorbing the maximum amount of nutrients from that. Okay, you've also got the omegas, which we know is incredible brain food for you and for baby. And then you've got the alpha CRS, which is all about supporting cellular health. We know that our cells are the building blocks of the foundation of our overall health. So there's specific nutrients inside the alpha CRS that are designed to help the metabolic process of the cells to give you more energy. Who doesn't want more energy when you are pregnant? You know, these oils together, when I'm talking about really simplifying it and addressing 3 key things that they support, it's energy, it's emotional state, and it's also chronic pain. So these are very common, you know, things that go on throughout pregnancy, and these supplements are fantastic at supporting you with that. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is supporting a healthy digestive system. Another thing as well, when you are pregnant, your hormones are interacting with all of your body systems, and that can have a knock-on effect on your digestive system and the way everything works. So we have 2 amazing products here that can support you with taking care of your physical health naturally. So we've got Terrazyme, which is an enzyme, a digestive enzyme. It helps the body to break down the foods in the stomach, so that it can utilize those nutrients in the most effective way. You know, as we get older, our body struggles to break down those enzymes in the same way. So this can really support you with the digestion of proteins and fats and carbs and sugars and fibers. So it's an amazing support for all things digestive related. And then we've got PB Assist. Now, this is, if anyone's heard about the link between gut health and our physical and emotional well-being, it is so inextricably linked. You know, supporting your gut health is such a crucial part of the process when it comes to taking
Where are you going?
your
come here.
Oh, sorry, I think somebody, if you're not on mute, if you wouldn't mind just popping yourselves on mute, just because...
Just muted, don't worry.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Lind. So we've got the the PB Assist, which is a fantastic probiotic, and it's designed to support with filling up the colostrum with lots of good flora ready for your baby's stomach. Because obviously everything that you're absorbing and your gut health is going to be impacting on your baby as well. So everything that you can do to support yourself is going to be supporting your baby in the long term. So this combination, you know, of the trio of vitamins, the digestive enzymes, and the probiotic is such, I can't stress it enough, it's such an invaluable support to supporting your physical well-being. And that's really important, because when you are pregnant, as I've said, there's so much stress going into your body and lots of things happening. You want to be able to support yourself in the most natural way possible. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is oils, specific essential oils that can support your physical well-being during the different stages of pregnancy. So these are some of my favorite essential oils. So ones that I quite regularly share with a lot of my clients throughout pregnancy. So number one is ginger. This is a brilliant blend for helping to ease occasional indigestion and nausea. It's really an effective one that you can put a drop in a glass of water, or you can add it to some fractionated coconut oil and you can just rub it over the chest area, or you can simply just inhale it. You know, some women, obviously during pregnancy, your sense of smell is heightened. So actually sometimes women don't like certain smells, but other women respond very well to oils that you can take aromatically to support different things that are going on. So it's about recognizing that we're all very different, and it's about trying different things and seeing what works for you. So ginger is one that's very popular. Another one that I love to talk about is peppermint. So peppermint, again, is another oil that is designed to support with digestive discomfort. It's because there's so many different chemical compounds within peppermint, it can do so many different things at the same time. So yes, it can also, one drop in a glass of water can support with digestive discomfort, but you can also use it to support with head tension, dizziness, and fatigue. And again, you could just put a drop in the palm of your hand, rub your palms together, cup and inhale. That's a lovely way to breathe and take that peppermint in. Or you can put a drop onto your temples. If you've got some head tension, you can just massage it into your temples, diluted with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, or across the back of your neck. And that can really support you. And then another favorite is DIGESTIVE. As I said, you know, digestive health is so important when you are pregnant, and it is something that unfortunately is impacted quite a bit during pregnancy because of everything that's going on and all the different body systems working together to grow your baby. So DIGESTIVE is one of my favorite blends for supporting all things digestive related, because it's got a combination of oils in there. So ginger is actually in the DIGESTIVE blend, along with fennel and peppermint and coriander. So there's a number of different oils there that can work together to support with things like heartburn or constipation, you know, irregular bowel movements, things, you know, when things aren't moving as well as you would like them to. You can just put a drop of DIGESTIVE, mix with some fractionated coconut oil, and you can rub that over your tummy. Alternatively, you can put a drop into a glass of water and you can drink that, and it can be very effective. And then finally, another oil, I was chatting to Lindsay about this one. Deep Blue is a really popular oil for supporting with soothing any aches and niggles, you know, any achy muscles and joints that you might have. We know that as you move through pregnancy and as your body changes, it can put pressure on certain areas. Having an oil like Deep Blue is a lovely one to be able to massage into the body with some fractionated coconut oil at the end of the day, to really support you. Okay, there's a few things going on in the chat, so I'll just quickly see if there's anything I have missed out. Oh, amazing. Thank you guys for sharing. It's lovely to hear, you know, your own experiences, and this is what it's about. So actually, Kirsty, I was wondering if you could just pop on really quickly and just talk about your experience of using the oils to support you physically during pregnancy, because I know you said about not enjoying the smells, but you've been putting them on your feet. So if you're there, if you just want to pop on for a moment, it would be lovely to hear from you, to hear about some of your experience.
Yeah, absolutely. So you just mentioned about Deep Blue, and I actually took the rub as one of my must-haves in my hospital bag, and I got my husband to rub it on during labour, and it was an absolute godsend. I can't tell you that hot and cold relief straight away, and especially after as well, when your body's been through so much, and you have that shower and it feels great. And I put this on and instantly just, you know, it was a really, really great one. And you mentioned lavender as well. That was another hospital must-have for me. Well, actually, all throughout my pregnancy, really calming. I had a premature baby as well, so what I would often do before I went onto the unit, I would put it on my chest. So one, to help me with supporting me with my emotions at that time, and it's quite difficult and stressful going in every day. I replaced my perfume, so I don't wear perfume, you know, and I walked out and my husband's like, oh, you smell lovely. But actually, when I was having that skin to skin with my baby, you know, just having that lavender that I put on before I'd gone into the hospital, you know, that was then, you know, really relaxing and calming for both of us. But yeah, my actual oil journey started when I'd experienced a miscarriage, and Catherine had come to kind of check in on me and check that I was okay, and offered me some essential oils to try and support me. And I would definitely have considered myself a very headstrong person, in that, you know, if something goes wrong, you kind of get up and get on and go with it and crack on. But it really, really broke me, and I found it really really worrying. I was very anxious about returning to work, about having to talk to people, you know, to have all those exciting feelings, and then to suddenly be hit with something. I'd never experienced anything, you know, that could do that. And she shared 3 oils with me. One was called Console, one was called Cheer, and one was called Wild Orange. And the reason I think she kind of gave me 3 is because not every oil suits everybody. But the one that really seemed to work for me was Cheer, and I have it in an oil form, and I have it as a rollerball, and this goes everywhere with me, and it was another hospital one. And I, much like you with lavender, was so amazed how something, just by taking in the aroma, I was just constantly breaking down in tears all the time. You know, I couldn't really explain why. I had my son, he was 3 at the time, and I had to be brave. I had to put on that brave face and be confident for him. And I was just breaking down. And as soon as I kind of was introduced to this oil, I would put a little bit on my wrist, and I would take that time and inhale it. Oh, it was great, because it just instantly uplifted me. So what I started doing before I returned to work, I would put it on in the car. I would just put it on before I went to the staff room. And it kind of, I was just amazed at how an essential oil, something that I was taking in the aroma of, could support me so much. And then to have all of these oils, obviously, then all throughout my next pregnancy was great. With my first, I had cholestasis, which is itching. So this time round, another supplement that I used was Zendocrine to help with all of those sorts of cleansing with my liver. And I didn't get it this time round, but it was just great to have the supplements alongside other things to support the body.
Amazing.
Throughout all of that. And I couldn't stand the smell when I had HT with my second. I couldn't stand the smell of the oil, so I did put them on my feet more, so that I didn't have to kind of always inhale the ones that I did like. Definitely ginger, but because I tried to drink it, but then I found often when I was then being sick that it's a really strong oil, isn't it? So I had to kind of stop doing that and then just put it on my feet instead. I made little roller balls up for myself. So
lovely. Thank you so. That's so amazing. You know, I just love to hear, and what I'm hearing, like, as you're talking, it's just having these tools and how empowering it is to have something so natural that you can call on to support you emotionally and physically. Because let's be honest, when you're pregnant, it's an incredibly, you know, it's a lot going on in your body, and it really does. It can really impact on your emotional state and your physical health, and the 2 are linked. So having tools that you can use to support, you know, your physical and emotional well-being is so powerful. So that's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
So,
Kirsty's given some great extra additional oils there that I haven't included in here, because truthfully there are so many. I've had to just pull out, you know, cherry pick just a few, but it's amazing to see that, you know, speak to the people that introduce you to these essential oils, and we can give you more information as you need it. That this is just giving you a starter, you know, if you're interested in just finding out a good starting place. So there's 4 oils that can support you physically during pregnancy. Now I want to talk about 4 oils that, three oils that can support you emotionally. So these are three really popular ones that I've used extensively with my clients. And I know Kirsty was mentioning some of them as well. So we've got lavender oil, which we know is renowned for its calming and its relaxing properties. It's got linalool in there, which is designed to support with calming down the central nervous system. So a really lovely way to use that is anchoring it in with a nice calm breathing technique. So when you're feeling anxious, or if you've got an appointment coming up and you're worrying at all about it, or just generally throughout the day, if you notice your anxiety spiking, you can just take your lavender, put a drop in the palm of your hand, rub your hands together, cup, and just inhale. And as you do that, you can do a nice breathing technique of just breathing in for 4 and then breathing out for 8. And that longer out breath is working to activate the relaxation response. And obviously that is so important for relaxing in pregnancy, but it's something that you can also do in birth. I've had so many mums and feedback just how using the lavender with that breathing technique can be a really powerful combination. One thing I will say though, if you're looking to use any of these oils during labour and when you're giving birth, you might not necessarily want to put them on your skin, because your mood can change very quickly, and obviously these smells can stay present on your skin. So if you wanted to use something like lavender to support you, you can put it into a diffuser, or you can put it onto a hanky, and have that there so you can bring it to you to inhale, but then it can be taken away again, just so that if your mood does change and you don't want to have a particular smell on you, then it doesn't need to be. Lavender is also great to get into the habit of just anchoring in again at bedtime when you're getting into sleep and you're going into that relaxation. I strongly recommend listening to relaxations during your pregnancy to help you relax, but teaming it up with that lavender can be really beneficial. The next oil that I love is Balance. This is a really great essential oil for supporting whole body relaxation. It's the particular compounds in there are there to promote feelings of tranquility and balance. So if you find yourself feeling lots of tension, mood swings, irritability, if you have any fear, anxiety around birth, this is a grounding blend. So it is designed to interact with the limbic system and work to positively ground those emotions and just help to stabilize your mood. So this is a lovely one, again, to use throughout your pregnancy as and when you need it, just inhaling it or putting it onto the balls of your feet or over your chest. But again, this is a great one that you can use in labor as well to support with discomfort. So inhaling it or putting it onto something and smelling it that way. And then wild orange is another favorite. Anything that is citrus based is great for uplifting and boosting the mood. So wild orange is a beautiful one because the properties in there are designed to do just that, to uplift the mind and the body. And actually, Balance and wild orange are a lovely combination together. I've had lots of mums that have used that to help ground, but also uplift. So it's a lovely one to come together and combine. So you've got 3 oils there that are really fantastic starting points. If you are looking to bring these oils into your life for the first time, and you want to know how you can get started in a gentle way, then these oils are fantastic ones for doing just that. Okay, so now I want to move on to babies and children. Before I do, if you have any more questions about pregnancy and you're wanting to know how you can really get started or weave anything in, then please just pop a message into the oil community. Just reach out and message us. That is what we're here to support you with and to empower you with the resources that we have. I just wanted to share this one resource because this is one of my favorite books for supporting you during pregnancy and birth. So this is called Essential Oils for Pregnancy, Birth and Babies, and this is written by Stephanie Fritz. I love Stephanie Fritz. She's known as the Essential Midwife. She's a huge advocate of using doTERRA essential oils, and she's written this fantastic resource guide, this book, which is filled with so much incredible information that just supports everything that I'm saying. What I want to say as well, because a lot of people when they're pregnant, they They become nervous about what is safe to use, what can I use, how do I know that's okay? You know, whenever you are looking to bring something new into your life, you always, of course, want to be having a conversation with your healthcare professional and talking about what it is that you're looking to start using. But ultimately, when it comes to taking ownership and feeling empowered, you know, there's three things that I always suggest to my clients to think about. Number one, you want to be looking at the purity of the essential oils that you are using. So when you're looking at deciding, you know, if you're watching this today and you may be using a different brand of essential oils, I want you to know that doTERRA's essential oils are certified pure therapeutic grade. They are pure and they are potent. Nothing has been added to them. Nothing has been taken away. They are medicinal grade and they are there designed to support you safely during pregnancy, birth and parenthood. But, you know, secondly, it's important that you use your intuition. This is your journey. If something doesn't feel right, then listen to that. But it's important that it's so easy to go online and get caught up in lots of different things and then step away and never experience what these essential oils have to offer. So I would encourage you to, you know, look at the purity of the oils that you're using, use your intuition when it comes to using them. And thirdly, most importantly, it's equipping yourself with the resources that you trust. So I love Stephanie Fritz. I love her information and I absolutely trust the information that she uses here, the information that I've used myself with myself and my clients. And that's how I feel so confident sharing this information with you. But it's important, you know, not that I feel confident in sharing this with you. The most important thing is you have that confidence. So there's just three things you can be asking yourself if you're feeling a little bit unsure to help support you. Okay, so now I want to talk for a little bit about babies and children. So once you've had your babies and you're thinking, okay, I've started on this wellness journey and I really want it to continue. And I want to start taking a more natural approach to supporting my babies and my children. So I'm going to just introduce you very briefly to some of the things that you can do to do just that. Okay. So first off, supporting your baby naturally. Obviously, when your baby is born, there are a number of things that could come up where you're looking for solutions. I've put together some of the most popular things that come up and some of the things that I certainly faced with my little ones. And I'm sure many of mums who are on today can relate to. So number one, colicky, tummy troubles, digestive upset, anything related to this. You know, this is actually quite a common occurrence for lots of different babies. First thing I will say, if your baby is really showing a lot of signs of feeling unsettled, continued tummy troubles and digestive upset and a lot of colic, you have to remember that babies, when they are born, their bodies aren't quite, you know, they're still maturing. And it is a process, you know, their digestive tracts are maturing and everything is still growing. And we have to bear in mind that to a certain extent, some of the colic and the tummy troubles and digestive upset is part and parcel of what babies experience. And I think we need to recognize and normalize that. But if you find yourself in a situation where it's ongoing or it's excessive, the first thing, even before we look at essential oils, because remember, we're looking at a lifestyle of wellness and looking at those foundations in the pyramid that could influence this as well. If you are breastfeeding, it's always worth taking consideration your diet. So thinking about the foods that you are eating and what's going on with baby. You know, one of the leading factors in extensive tummy troubles and digestive upset is because of dairy, a dairy intake, you know, coming in from the mum and going through to baby. I see Kirsty's like, yep. And it was the same for me. I had no idea that I had a dairy intolerance, and I was just, my Jude was taking all of that on, and he was suffering so much, and I had no idea that it was my diet. But you know, you don't know what you don't know, but that wisdom and the knowledge that I have learned since is now a blessing because I get to share that with others. So that's the first thing I want you to just be looking at, your diet. looking at the amount of dairy that you are taking in and just keeping a track of it. And then what you can do to support your body and your baby's body topically is use an oil called Zengest. This is one I spoke about to support mums with their physical digestive issues going on, but it's a fantastic oil for supporting your baby too. So 1 drop of Zengest diluted with a carrier oil and applied to the tummy area. So you can either put it into a little rollable, a 10 ml rollable, and fill that up with fractionated coconut oil and just rub that over, or you can use it to massage. I quite like that, you know, putting the drop in your palm of your hands with the carrier oil to help with the absorption process and just massage that in. And that's a really lovely way to connect with your baby, but to support them with that digestive upset. Then you can team that up with the, you know, the cycling of the legs and the different things you can do when you're massaging. The other oil I really love as well when you're looking to support your baby with tummy troubles, digestive upset, is lavender. Don't forget, when your baby is going through this experience of having this digestive upset, it's very upsetting, and that is stressful on your baby's central nervous system. So using an oil like lavender, 1 drop of lavender is such a beautiful, natural way to support with calming down your baby's central nervous system. So you can just place that down the spine of your baby or massage it into the balls of their feet with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil. And again, it's just helping to calm things down. So that's something that you can be doing topically whilst you're also working on that root cause as well. Okay. Teething is another big one, and something that I speak to a lot of mums about. My baby's teething, what can I do? There are a number of different oils that you can use to support this. One of the most popular ones is 1 drop of lavender and 1 drop of copaiba in a 10 ml rollable, diluted with carrier oil and just rolled along the outside of the jawline. I know Lindsay as well. Lindsay, do you want to just say you've had some great success as well with teething? Do you want to share what you use?
Yeah, so we used Roman chamomile and actually On Guard, as well as the lavender. So there's a few different options. Yeah. And so we just heavily diluted the On Guard and rolled it on the outside of the jawline, and that really just calmed it down. This was for my second, and so it really calmed it down really quickly. So the key is to dilute that one. But yes, the Roman chamomile, I did actually just put a little drop on my finger and I rubbed it on the jawline. So that was one that I used if I was out and about and didn't have my carrier oil, then I would use that one. And it's similar to the kind of the chamomile homeopathic granules, so it works in a similar way. It's just a stronger version of that. Yeah. But it was so effective, and it was, yeah, I was so impressed actually, having had a baby with no oils and then a baby with oils. I thought, wow.
Yeah,
cool.
How empowering to suddenly have this like natural toolkit at your fingertips.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Just amazing. Brilliant. Thank you, lovely. I really appreciate that. So, yeah, there is a number of different oils that you can use. And I think this is where mums can get a little bit overwhelmed and think, oh my gosh, there's too much choice, so I'm not going to do anything. Don't do that. Okay. The best advice I can give is try something. You know, just try one oil, give that a go and see how your baby responds. If your baby doesn't respond in the way that you're expecting, that doesn't mean that essential oils don't work. It just means that that particular oil with that particular whatever you've used hasn't supported your baby as well as another oil can. We are all made up so differently. We all have a completely different makeup. So different oils are going to support us in different ways. It's about finding the combination that works best for you. I quite like that. You know, I have 2 boys and they both respond differently to different oils. And it's amazing to see how, you know, over time we've developed that. But it's a journey, and that's what's exciting. You know, this is a lifestyle of natural wellness, and it's just about bringing it in at a pace that works for you, trying different things. Okay, another 2 popular things that often come up with babies are fevers. You know, babies, obviously, when they get a fever, it can be very worrying. But actually, it's a sign that your baby is fighting something. And so one of the most natural solutions that you can use for that is 1 drop of peppermint or a drop of lime, just diluted with some carrier oil and just roll down your baby's spine every 20 to 30 minutes until the fever subsides. So I know that, Lindsay, you've had a lot of great success with that. It's one I use a lot with the boys whenever they have anything going on. It's just up and down the spine, and it's been so successful. Is there anything else you want to add there, Lindsay?
No, I think what Hannah's highlighted is the consistency of it. So just repeating it until it calms down.
Yes.
And not just doing it once and then stopping. So I think that's really key.
And that is the thing, isn't it, with essential oils in general? Consistency is key. You know, little and often. It's about weaving it in as part of your, you know, your daily routine to support your baby. But particularly when you've got something like this going on, like a fever, it is very important that you are consistent with that to support with healing the body long term. Brilliant. And then the other issue that I have lots of mums coming with babies suffering with dry skin and eczema and wondering, what do I do about it? Well, again, I have to say, everything that comes out externally is quite often a sign of what is happening internally. So it's just very important that you bear that in mind as well. I'm all about a holistic approach. So whilst, you know, it's good that we can use things to apply topically, it's also important that we recognize internal factors that could be impacting. So for example, it could be, if your baby is breastfed, it could be the milk and the dairy in that. If your baby's a little bit older, it could be that they are struggling to break down some of the proteins or the enzymes in food, and that could be coming out as a skin reaction. But there are some amazing oils that can do incredible things on your skin, and we've had so much success with that, because both of mine have had lots of dry skin and eczema. Two really popular oils are lavender and Roman chamomile. They're very calming, very soothing, lots of properties in there designed to support the skin. So you can literally just add a drop of lavender, a drop of Roman chamomile, to some carrier oil. We use shea butter, but I know Lindsay has a lot of success with coconut oil, and you can just apply that to the areas of concern. Lindsay, you have another little recipe as well, don't you, that you use with success?
Yes, so it's a nappy rash cream.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, share that.
Yeah, so the nappy rash cream that we used, and it kind of turned from nappy rash cream to any cuts and grazers cream to my night cream with no double dipping. Because they're all very similar oils. So it's lavender, I'll put it in the chat, but it was lavender, melaleuca, frankincense and geranium, and it was just
beautiful.
Each of those with a cup of the hard coconut oil melted down, dropping them in, mixing them around and then letting it go hard. And it was incredible for nappy rash, like overnight healing of really like broken skin with and things. So it was absolutely incredible. So I would highly recommend. And as I say, the jar can be used for all sorts of purposes as long as you don't.
Yeah, of course.
No, that's amazing.
That is a really brilliant blend. I was just listening to this particular oils in there because they target different things, and then as they come together, what a powerful combination. So write that one down. That'll be really, really good. And of course, if you want any more little recipes, one really good tip that Catherine, I know she always shares, when she's talking about empowering yourself with getting together your own recipes and things, Catherine does she love Pinterest? Or I know she loves Google, but going online and just typing in nappy rash doTERRA and just seeing what comes up. You know, I find that so satisfying. I love Pinterest, and I love to just go on and type in what's happening, put doTERRA in, and then just see, what is going on, and just putting together different blends and trying them out. And that's how you build up your confidence, your belief, and your experience, just by doing just that. So you do not need to be an expert to get going. You just need to have an open heart, an open mind, and just say, you know what, I'm going to do this because I really want to support myself and my family naturally, and just try different things. Okay.
Can I just jump on and say, along with the nappy cream, a little top tip?
Yeah.
I made some up, so I've got one in a little jar for at home and one,
Oh.
and this is for on the go. And what I ended up doing was, when I would go out and have afternoon tea, I would keep hold of the little jam jars, take them home and wash them.
Oh,
and then any
great
cream that I
idea.
made up, so this can then go in my mummy nappy bag out and about with me, or I can have a few dotted around for wherever I might need them. So just another little top tip. Once you've made it up and melted down that coconut oil and you're putting your drops in, you know it's all diluted and safe, so you can kind of use different jars and little ones like this for on the go. And I use I put my fractionated coconut oil in here as well, with my drop of lavender, so that I've got those dotted around. I know they're diluted, as well as my roller balls, but then I can just dip my finger in. It's great for massaging then as well.
Yeah, I
jam
love
jar.
it. I absolutely love that. And I'll tell you why I really love it, because it's so time saving as well. You know, you do it all together in a batch. You like get everything ready and then you've got it there, rather than every single time being like, okay, I've got to get that one drop and do this. It's just about, over time, you know, creating these little solutions so you've got them there ready. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Effective as well, because you think about the price of a,
So
a drop in there,
cost-effective.
and how cheap is coconut oil, you know.
Oh gosh, so cost effective. And as well, nothing beats that feeling of like, yes, I've made this and it is natural, and it's a really lovely feeling. Like, I've experienced both sides, you know, full on before doTERRA came into my life, and feeling so lost and so disempowered, but not knowing another way. And I was using all of these chemicals, and then discovering doTERRA. It is just the difference in how I feel. I just feel like this was always the way it was meant to be done. And now I have access to that. And now to share that with others, what a gift we have. So yeah, it's amazing. Okay, so now I just want to briefly talk about supporting children, because actually there are so many things that we can do to support our children when it comes to taking care of their physical and emotional well-being. But I just want to touch, before I talk about a couple of oils, on some products that you might not be familiar with. But this is something that we use on a daily basis in our household. I've got 2 boys, a 6-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. To support them with their foundation. You know, I'm all about supporting ourselves and our little ones from the inside out, and it starts with that foundation. And we're looking at, can you remember the beginning of the wellness lifestyle pyramid? It's nutrition. Because we are what we eat. And I think with children, sometimes it can be quite difficult to get all the different things into our children's bodies that we know they need. So this has really helped to ease some of my anxiety when it comes to, you know, when my little ones are like refusing to eat certain vegetables and things. I feel great that I have this base of wellness to support them. So here you've got 3 different products. You've got the A to Z chewable tablets, you've got the PB Assist, and the IQ Mega. So very briefly, what do these mean? Okay, your A to Z chewable vitamins are just that. They are your vitamins that are all the vitamins and minerals that are necessary to support a healthy cellular development. You know, we do struggle at times to get everything we need into our little ones. So this is great because it's got specific vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E that support with that antioxidant protection. And they're great with giving our children that foundational support when it comes to their health. So they're great, and they're recommended to take from the age of 4 and above. You can take 2 a day, but actually I started Joshie on that when he was just over, I think it was 2.5, and I just started giving him 1 a day. So I was able to halve the dose. So you can do that. You know, you can break these down, and you can support your children with these. The second product that I absolutely love, and everything I know now about the gut health, I will never be without, and that is the PB Assist. So these are probiotic sachets that are designed to populate the gut with good bacteria. We know that our gut health is the key to everything. So much research, so many studies are now coming out talking about the importance of supporting our gut, because everything stems from there. You know, when you think about your immune system, when you think about your your hormones, everything, you know, all of that starts from the gut and the state of that. So it's so important that you're able to support your children's digestive tract, you know, their gut flora, and get that good bacteria in. And it definitely helps to support those long-term digestive health issues and the immune system. So it's so important. I would really definitely recommend you looking into that. The other one I'm really passionate about as well is the IQ Mega. That's your omega. It's such good brain food for your little ones. And obviously when you're thinking about supporting joints, supporting their brains, promoting cardiovascular health and a healthy immune system, that's exactly what the omega is designed to do. You know, so many children in today's society, you've only got to look at the statistics for mental health issues and physical health issues, so many things that are going on. And what so many people don't realize is that it's a simple case of children are lacking in the key essential vitamins and minerals and omegas that they need. And actually, you can start to understand that when you put, you know, these key things into your children's bodies as that foundation, it's going to have a positive ripple effect into the rest of their physical and emotional well-being and development. So there's three that, yes, I am very passionate about because of how well they support my children. So hopefully that's useful. So now I just want to talk about a couple of other ways you can support your children. And I have popped on a little dilution guideline, which I love this one. I use this a lot when I'm referring to how many drops to do, what and when, as a kind of initial safety guidelines. Now, I was chatting to Lindsay about this, and obviously once you become familiar with the oils and you start to use them yourself, you will find that you will start to play around with the ratios as they, you know, as they work best with you. But this is a guideline to support you as a starting point. And I would absolutely encourage you all to have a starting point so that you have something to refer to. So I love this one. It's showing you the number of drops for rollables, because when you're using essential oils with children, a really popular way to use them is diluted in a rollable. It's so easy. We have a whole bag upstairs of about 10 rollables, all with the different uses on. So I know that I can just pull them out each and every time rather than going to the individual oil. So, yeah, Kirsty's got hers there. I should have brought mine down. They're all hiding away upstairs. So one of the first things I want to talk about is supporting your children with stress, anxiety, and sleep. This is a big thing. And I think particularly at the minute, it's a thing, you know, a current thing that we are dealing with. Because if you think about the situation that's going on in the world at the minute, of course it's having an effect on our emotional well-being, but it is absolutely having an impact on our children's well-being too. They might not be able to articulate that with their words, but you can guarantee that they will be feeling it internally. So everything that we can, you know, it's so important that we can support and advocate and empower them with these natural solutions that can support their little bodies from the inside out. So there's a few of my favorite oils here, but one of them that's really great for supporting with a restful night's sleep and supporting to soothe and calm is Serenity. So Serenity oil is a lovely one that you can add into a diffuser as you're getting the bedtime routine ready. So when I'm running the baths, I like to go and put the diffusers on in the bedroom and just have that calm environment going on in the house. So we almost set the scene in our home. It's like now we're getting ready for that next phase. This is bedtime phase. Everything's going off. We've got some lovely music playing. We have our diffusers on, and it's just creating that really nice calming environment. And adding, you know, a drop of Serenity, you can also pop into the bath along with something like lavender. It's a lovely way of just calming things down. And then obviously when you go into bed and the children are getting there, that aroma is already circulating. And what a lovely environment for your children to be reading their bedtime stories, to have that oil circulating. It's such an amazing way to support them emotionally right now. Because like I said, even though they can't tell you, they can feel everything. And we know the power, the science behind these essential oils and how they work aromatically. Remember, just like they feed in and interact with our limbic system, they're interacting with our children's limbic systems too. So it's a really lovely oil that you can use. The other combination that I found really popular, especially for myself and with many of my mums that I work with, is a diffuser blend of lavender, cedarwood and vetiver. And this is great if you have children that are displaying anxious symptoms at the moment, or they are stressed or struggling with their sleep. Lavender, obviously, I've spoken about, very calming and relaxing. Cedarwood, again, has some beautiful calming properties in there, but teamed up with vetiver, they are a trio of blends that are really designed to support with calming things down internally, and supporting with that internal stress and anxiety. So you can put 2 drops of each into a diffuser, or you can put it into a rollable and just apply it to the back of your child's neck before they go to sleep, along the balls of their feet, along their wrist points, or if they like to, they can inhale it. You know, however you feel best, you know, try different things and see what works for you. The final thing, I'm all about empowering our children with the tools that we have. You know, I just think we are living in a world where more than ever, we need to be equipping our little ones with tools to empower them to support themselves emotionally. And one of my favorite tools alongside essential oils is this breathing technique. So as they're getting into bed at night, if they're struggling or they're feeling anxious, you can just get a drop of lavender and ask them if they want to put it in the palm of their hands, or you can put it a drop onto their pillow, and they can just inhale that and then just do some calm breathing. Just do that with them and mirror it with them, you know, just breathing in for 4, breathing out for 8. Teach them, you know, this oil is working to calm down what's happening in your body. And just by sharing that information with them, they will be storing that. And they will be using that as an anchor, and they will then repeat that, you know, when they find themselves in an anxious situation. I find this happens so much of the time now. Yesterday, Joshy had a really nasty fall, and Jude went straight over to him and he was like, "It's okay, I'm going to get your lavender. I want you to do your breathing." And I was stood there laughing because I just thought, oh my gosh, like that's what we do all the time. But how lovely. I was able to step back, and Jude was taking ownership. He's 6. And that was just so beautiful to see that he's empowered. Like, he's got these little tools at his disposal. And I think great, because as he grows up, he can share that with his friends, and we can have this like ripple effect. And that's what it's about, isn't it? Encouraging our little ones to go out and support others when something's working so well for us. So yeah, this is a really beautiful kind of combination ritual that you can bring into your lives, and it's so powerful. Okay, earache. This is another big one I really want to talk about, because obviously children can be exposed to lots of viral infections and things going on. Oh, I've written combine. Sorry about that. Combine. For earache, you can use lavender and melaleuca. Just apply onto a cotton pad, and just gently, you can take that over the ear. Never apply the essential oils directly into the ear. That's a no-no. But just put them onto some tape and place that over the ear. Or you can put it into a carrier, you know, into a rollable, and just roll it all around the outside of the ear. Such an incredible way to support your children with anything ear-related, because that's one of those things that can go on for days. You know, if anyone's experienced that before essential oils, I know I have, like days and days of just no sleep and pain. And then since essential oils, you know, you can nip this in the bud within a space of 10 to 12 hours. You can really support with slowing down that duplication of the virus, and really, you know, equip your child to be feeling so much better within such a shorter space of time. So it's a really fantastic combination. And then finally, immune support. At the minute, more than ever, you know, we need to be supporting ourselves and our children with supporting against environmental threats. And one of the most effective ways of doing that is by applying On Guard to the bottoms of their feet in a rollable every morning, every night. You can put it into a diffuser and have that circulating as well in the environment. But obviously, our immune system it is so important that we're looking at all the other things, you know, supporting our little ones with their nutrition, what's going into their body, the sleep that they're getting. So as you can see, the other oils and the products that I've suggested, it's all feeding in to this whole picture of creating this holistic support for your child. Because wellness is a puzzle. It's not just one thing and that's it. It's about bringing in these different tools, these different solutions, and the knowledge together to support your children in the most effective way possible. Okay, so hopefully the information that I've shared today has been useful and it's been helpful. I know some of you that are already using essential oils, you've probably got these in your toolkits already, but maybe you just haven't reached out and used them yet. Or maybe, you know, you're looking at how you can just expand on this even further. So hopefully there's a couple of different oils that we've spoken about that can allow you to do that. Has anybody else on the chat got any questions or anything else that you want to add? I know Lindsay and Kirsty have been amazing and shared some incredible things, and that's what it's all about. I love this. It's about coming together, like-minded, you know, individuals. We're all coming together and just sharing what works for us so that we can empower others. So if anyone else has got anything else to say, please do go ahead. I know the chat was going a little bit crazy, so I'll have to check that in a second. But Lindsay, if there's anything on there, if you've seen it, please do let me know. It's disappeared from my feed actually. But
I was just going to say that, Hannah, there's so much that you've had to cover, from pregnancy, babies and children, but obviously doTERRA do have their own kids range as well, and then things like calmer and stronger and braver, that's like, can be like a whole other session, can't it?
And you know, I had that in here, and then I thought it's too much right now.
Definitely, but like somebody's already said, can we do another one? But just that idea of this, your children going in for themselves and at such a young age. And I know, Lindsay, yours are the same, aren't they? And going getting these oils. And my 4-year-old's really struggling with his emotions at the moment and anger. And it's trying to teach him, go and find your karma, go and get it. And so there's even a whole doTERRA. I've even taken a lot of the oils that you've suggested, put them into a blend, and that can support children. They're fantastic to look into as well if you've got older children and you're looking at
that's amazing. What we could do is share that in the oil community actually as an extension, but you're right, you know, I could literally do a whole conference for days about these different oils, because there's so much. But obviously I've tried to keep it, oh wow, I have kept it to 60 minutes. I'm really impressed, because usually I go a little bit over, but I wanted to keep it as, you know, as succinct as we can, because there is just so much that we could share, but hopefully it's giving you little snippets of information to start with. Lindsay, is there anything you want to share, lovely?
No, I think that was great. I think that was a really good overview. And you know, as you said, and Kirsty added as well, there's so many other oils that can help, but it's about having a starting point and making it manageable to start. And yeah, one last thing I wanted to say was a really funny conversation with my son when he was, I think he was six and a half at the time, and him and his friends were together for one of their birthdays, and all of them use oils. And so it was the other mum about the conversation they were having. My mummy puts lavender on me so that I can get to sleep. My mummy puts and I can't remember which oils they'd said, I think it was juniper berry. My mummy puts juniper berry so I don't have bad dreams. My mummy puts cypress so I don't poo the bed. And I love that that was slightly wrong, but cypress so they didn't wet the bed. And so so it was just helping. I love that moment, and I wanted to just the moment that they all, as you said, they have their toolkits and they're aware that these are things that help them, and that's so powerful in itself. Even if they get the wrong oils, they have something they know that they can reach for.
This is it. You've hit the nail on the head. I absolutely love that, Linz, and that's why we're modeling this lifestyle to our children so that they can equip themselves and empower themselves. I mean, how amazing. They're going to grow up throughout their whole lives with these tools. I just think, thank you. Like, this is such a blessing and such a gift that we can give to them. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Well, that concludes the session. As I said, we could talk all day, but we will stop there. If you have, what to do next, if you're wondering, okay, what can I do now? Well, if you've watched this today and you don't have a doTERRA account and you are thinking, okay, this is exciting, how do I get started? Then please just get in touch with the person that introduced you to essential oils. Drop them a message, say, hey, I've watched this workshop, this is going on for me, please can you help me get started? And they will absolutely do that. If you already have an account and you're thinking, right, I want to get my children started on some supplements or some A to Z vitamins, how do I do that in the most cost-effective way? Please do reach out and ask the person that introduced you, because there are different ways in which you can purchase your oils to save money and get free points. We all love free points, because what does that mean? More free oils. I love my free oils every month. So absolutely, if you want to know how you can get the most back out of what you're buying, on your monthly, each month, we can support you with that. Okay, so just reach out and let us know. And if you've got any questions at all, just please post in the oil community. That is what it is there for. Or reach out to us, and we're here to empower you on your own journeys. Okay. So
Brilliant.
thank you so much for coming.